pa pa ella, ella, pa 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 ella, pa 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 ella, ella.
Holidays. I'm Kaniqua and welcome to our festive YurView studios and this brand new episode of Locally Louisiana. Now we've got some amazing interviews for you today, everything from the perfect holiday green beans to getting that green for your college scholarship. But before we go any further, let's get into some things to do and things to get into. First up, a festive afternoon of icing, candy, and so many sprinkles. December 8th in the Bywater, it's a shotgun-style gingerbread house decorating class. Learn the go-to methods and decorating secrets to create a piece that's guaranteed to jazz up your home this holiday season. Check out the QR code on your screen for all of the details. Looking ahead to December 8th, you could also look back in time with a 19th century Louisiana Christmas at LSU's Rural Life Museum. 10 a.m. until dusk, enjoy a day filled with music, artisans, storytellers, and costume reenactors. As the day winds down, Louisiana lights will illuminate the evening with holiday cheer. You can also take pictures with Papa Noel. December 4th, Papa Noel, or should I say Santa Paws, will be at Lafayette's Monkus Park. This is my kind of Christmas, okay? If you're a permit holder for the dog park, this is free. Dog Stop is the presenting sponsor, and we think this is the perfect photo opportunity. Oh my God, that was the cutest thing ever. I am joined with Lisa Conescue. And Lisa, wasn't that the cutest thing?
Yes, adorable.
Oh my goodness, Santa Paws photos are the best.
Oh yes.
Yes. Well, y'all, check this out. Ms. Lisa is the executive director of Jefferson's Dollars for Scholars. And Lisa, what better gift is there this holiday season than the gift of scholarship money for higher education?
Fantastic.
Tell us a little bit more about what Dollars for Scholars can do when it comes to students in the Jefferson Parish.
We can help them with their college expenses, and we can help them with their summer camp opportunities.
Really?
So yes, and we also help with test prep classes, and we kind of go where the needs are. So, but scholarships are what we're best known for.
Really big
because
for the
we really give college scholarships every year to a group of graduating seniors and help them with their college expenses and have them know that the community's behind them.
Yeah.
And wishing them all their success.
Now, Ms. Lisa, I am interested to know, how long have you been with Dollars for Scholars?
I've been with Dollars for Scholars for 32 years now.
32 years?
Yes.
Listen, that's nothing to
I live and
sneeze
breathe
at.
this. I live and breathe this organization.
But you
yes.
kind of have to, right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
I can tell your passion for Dollars for Scholars, and I think it's infectious, and that's what y'all need. That's what we need as a community. Now, I saw a little bit, but I wanted you to talk a little bit about how much financial aid has Dollars for Scholars been able to raise for the community?
Sure, we have a fabulous package of opportunities, and our net community impact over our 32 years is over $30 million. Which doesn't mean we've raised $30 million. It means that we have partnerships with universities, we place scholarships, we give test prep classes so that kids qualify for state TOPS funding, and the total running amount over the years since we started is over $30 million. So it's incredible. It really
you took
feels
the word out of my
exciting.
mouth. It is incredible to be able to partner with so many universities.
I pinch myself and recalculate it on a regular basis because it's so exciting.
So are all of the universities that you're working with in Louisiana or within Jefferson
Parish? The partner
Parish?
universities are in Louisiana, the ones that match our scholarships or actually allocate scholarships and work with us every year. And then we also do send kids to colleges and universities all over the country. and help them with their expenses
So
to do
you
that.
help like engineering majors
Absolutely.
and theater majors.
We
That
have
is
doctors and lawyers and
incredible.
teachers and nurses and we have broadcasters. We absolutely do. So we have we just have a zillion stories of fabulous, successful kids.
Now, I wanted to ask you, is it more so full scholarships or is it more so partial?
It's partial scholarships, and it's a repeated scholarship. What we give each of the 4 years of undergraduate study.
So it's ongoing
It
for
is,
the time that
and
you're in.
that has a lot of different benefits, because not only do the students get the money for 4 years and they know it up front, but they also stay in touch with us. So if they have hit a stumbling block or need an extra semester or any of the things that life brings to them, we work with them and we kind of advise them and we help them make it all work.
See,
so we're there for them.
Yeah.
We're there for them.
That's
in
really important
Big
to be able
world
to-
of college anonymity, where counselors don't really, you know, the administrations have pretty rigid rules at the university level, but we have hearts.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Now, when do they need to apply for the financial
Right now.
aid? Okay.
Right now.
So right now, you need to
The
go.
application is on our website.
Okay.
Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. There's a tab on the far right, says Students and Parents, gives them a lot of information as well as a link to the application.
Okay.
And the deadline is February 28th.
That's quick, y'all.
So use your holidays well.
Okay.
And submit it, and you indicate to us which of our scholarships you're interested in from the list. It's all very well laid out on the website, and we can't wait to get your applications and your stories. Your stories help our committee a lot, because we have more applicants than spaces than scholarships to give.
Understandable.
So we're reading every single word you send us.
All right, so remember that. Have a really good story to go with your application. Now, you're community funded.
Yes.
If any of our viewers out there want to be able to donate or help or anything that you need, help these kids get educated, how are they able to get involved?
Conveniently located on our website is a donate page. And it's all right there, gives you lots of different options. No one should ever think their donation is too small to matter. This organization was started by one man who believed that if everybody gave $1, then the kids in their community could go to college. So whatever you want to do, and if you're at a loss for what to give somebody for the holidays, make a family decision and help a stranger, help a student, and send it to us, and we will put it to good work and let all your family know that that's what you decided to do for the holidays.
During these winter months, it's easy to forget how hot and humid our South Louisiana summers can be. But if I told you there is a product that could keep the temperature in your house just right, what would you think? I'm talking about cool in the summer, warm in the winter. You want the details? Well, let me hand it off to our friends at Butcher Installation in Broussard.
Hi, I'm Bobby Butcher, Butcher Air Conditioning in Broussard, Louisiana. Our name says air conditioning, but we also have other services. For example, insulation. I have here David Bort, and we are going to talk about insulation today.
Thanks, Mr. Bobby. Being on the AC side of this business and transitioning over to the installation side, we could marry those things together. We have so many types of installation to help whatever needs may be, especially down here, South Louisiana. Behind me, we have blown-in type installation where we could do that in attics, to get your R value up. We could use it in walls with netting systems to keep it in place. We also have foam insulation, open cell foam, closed cell foam for commercial needs. We also have closed cell foam we use on subfloors. If people have issues with floors buckling, issues like that, we could fix with closed cell. Tons of things we could do in insulation that help you save on energy, help with your cooling costs, keep your house nice and dry. Even some of the spray foam products we have do help with racking strength and construction. So there's a lot more to just insulating when it comes to insulating, with cooling costs and things of that nature with the building processes.
That's right, David. Insulation is very, very important for keeping your costs down. It's one of the few things you can do to invest in your home that will keep utility costs down. You know, you could have new windows, insulation, high efficiency air conditioning, but it's one of the few things that you invest in and it'll pay itself back. The reason we got into the insulation business because we saw issues with building dynamics, sweating issues, ductwork sweating, mold, and nobody understood what was going on. So we invested in the insulation and we have solved a lot of people's issues.
And we got started basically with this new construction and the houses being built tighter. We started seeing ductwork sweating issues, other things that brought us from the AC side of the business into the insulation side to help correct these issues because we understand them. We understand dew points, we understand humidity, how it affects the home.
Building dynamics.
So we could fix these issues that we were having years ago with spray foam and other forms of insulation that we use. So that helped us move along with the building science and the way things are being constructed now. Just overall comfort in a home.
Right. And insulation goes hand in hand. I mean, good insulation and good AC, it's a good package. I mean, you could have the best insulation and not the right size AC unit, and it could be your biggest nightmare. Or you could have a really good air conditioning system and poor insulation, and it becomes your nightmare also. But if you know what you're doing, and for example, when our guys doing foam attics, they'll go in there with a thermal camera and they'll shoot the whole attic and see where the spots we may have missed. Because if it's a spot we missed, basically it could be a problem for you down the road.
The good thing about insulation is we talk about cooling costs, but we don't talk much about heating costs. It does help with that too. In the wintertime, especially on subfloors, your floors are cold. We could insulate subfloors to make you a lot warmer when you're walking on your subfloors. So any time of the year is a good time to call us if you need any insulation needs. Bobby, you want to tell them how to get in touch with us?
Yeah, call us 337-837-2000 or go on our website, www.butcherinsulation.com.
Thanksgiving has come and gone, but the holiday meal season continues this Christmas. Do you flex in the kitchen? Or maybe you're just the family's registered taste tester? That's me. Well, my friend Karen, and I know you Locally Louisiana folks are tight with Karen. She's got an easy recipe that will have your family believing you're a master chef.
Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm super excited because it's holiday season, but instead of focusing on the main dish, today we're gonna work on a side dish. So let's get started. We are going to do a deconstructed version of the green bean casserole. Now we all have had that casserole, we loved it. It's got the mushroom sauce, the onions, you put it in the oven. But I got a little older, I thought, I kinda gotta make these a little bit more mature. So we have got some beautiful green beans, and these are the French haricots verts, which are basically like a regular green bean, just a little bit longer, a little bit skinnier. And they come pre-washed, pre-trimmed. Save yourself the time, there is no shame in that. So got them in a big bowl. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil over them. Now this is about maybe 2 tablespoons. Not too much, you just wanna coat them because we're actually gonna roast these. And the cool thing about this green bean casserole is it's not really a casserole, it's kind of deconstructed. It's gonna be layered and really pretty and so delicious. So I've got a little bit of salt I'm gonna add on top of that. Now I've got my oven preheated at 350, and once these are all nice and coated, I'm gonna put them on a baking sheet and I'm gonna pop them into the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, those are nice and coated. And I've got my cookie sheet, and you can tell it's been well loved. It is clean, it's highly seasoned. I'm just gonna lay these out on there. You wanna kind of put them in one layer as much as possible. You don't wanna pile them up too much. That way they will all cook evenly. And this is 1 pound of green beans. It doesn't have to be these haricots verts. It can be just any kind of green beans will work. I would not use frozen or canned though, because those are already somewhat processed and it's gonna change the texture of those green beans. All right, let's lay these out. I'm gonna spread them out a little bit. I mean, if they overlap a little bit, it's not the end of the world. It's just better to do them in a single layer as much as possible. All right, I think we're good. We're gonna pop those in the oven now for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the mushroom sauce. It's more of a rich, creamy mushroom sauce as opposed to the soup that gets mixed in. And it's gonna be thick and it's gonna layer right on top of those beautiful roasted beans. So we are going to start with mincing some garlic. And I got my knife here. Garlic is such a pain to peel, but let me give you the trick. You can get your aggressions out if you've had a stressful day. Ooh, look at that, and it breaks it up and it makes it much, much easier to peel. All right, let's just give this a little mince. I think I'm gonna use about that much. Okay, I'm gonna slide that over there for a moment. And then we're going to get to work on our mushrooms. Let me just clear that off. Here we go. And you can use any kind of mushrooms you want. The white button mushrooms are fine. I have some really beautiful cremini mushrooms that I found at the store. Now I've got about 12 to 14 ounces. It doesn't have to be exact. This is not like baking, so it's not that super science, but about 12 to 14 ounces. And look at how beautiful they are. I've already washed them, I've already trimmed them, so now I'm just gonna chop them up. Okay. And I like to make sure when I'm cutting these, you wanna make a nice flat side to put down just for safety. Otherwise it can wobble and you can really kind of hurt yourself. Also make sure you have a very sharp knife, because surprisingly, a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife in the kitchen. Okay, so I'm down to my last mushroom, but before I chop that one up, I wanna get my heat going. So I've got a nice big pot here, and let me turn the stove on. We're gonna start it on about a medium high. I'm gonna add a little bit of fat to that. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It will definitely make a difference. And we're gonna let those melt down for a minute before I add my mushrooms. All right, there are a lot. Oh yeah, I love that sizzle. And these mushrooms are so beautiful. Let's stir these around. While they cook, they're gonna release a lot of liquid. So you're gonna cook them for a little bit because we do want some of that liquid just to go ahead and evaporate. Now, as it's on low, that's when you're gonna see that liquid release from the mushrooms. So we're just gonna cook it for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes and try to get some of that out before we continue. So most of that liquid is evaporated. Now I'm gonna add my garlic and give that a little stir. Oh boy, it smells so good already. So now we're gonna continue to add our ingredients, and we're gonna do basically like a roux. We're gonna add a little bit of flour to that. And the nice thing also about the way we're doing this is that it's gonna coat the mushrooms. It's gonna cook that raw kind of flour flavor off a little bit. But since it's getting all spread amongst the mushrooms, you're not gonna have any lumps when you put your liquid in. So the first thing I'm gonna add is a ½ a cup of chicken stock. I'm just gonna pour that right in there. And I'm gonna turn up the heat instantly, just like that, because that heat is gonna combine with the liquid and the flour to thicken up the sauce. Okay, so now I have ½ a cup of half and half. If you wanna get really decadent, you could just use heavy cream, but I'm gonna be eating a lot at this dinner, so I'm trying to be healthy where I can. Now for the grown-up part. I've got about a ¼ cup of sherry here. I'm gonna pour that right in there. And I wanna pour that in while it's still cooking, because if it boils, it's gonna cook the alcohol off. So you're gonna get all of the flavor, but none of the alcohol. So it's very kid-friendly. So you can see it's starting to thicken when you move the spoon or the spatula through it, and you can see the bottom of the dish. If it was all just liquid, you would not see the bottom, but look at that. So it's starting to thicken up nicely. And now I'm gonna turn it off, because as it cools, the sauce is gonna get thick and rich, and it's gonna be so delicious. My green beans are done, so while this cools, I'm gonna pull those out of the oven and put them on a plate. Okay, so look at how beautiful those look. You can see a little bit of the char from the broiling, and that's gonna bring the sweetness up to the top of those vegetables. It's gonna tiny bit of crunch, but they're gonna be nice and soft and tender on the inside. Now I'm gonna take this little ladle, and I'm gonna put some of this sauce on top. All right, I think that is probably enough. And to top it, we have our fried onions. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is. Now tell me this is not a green bean casserole you would be so proud to show off for the holiday season. All right, guys, I am gonna sink my teeth into this, but I will see you next time.
South Louisiana knows how to throw a parade. And when it comes to Christmas, Baton Rouge is the place to be. It's time to talk about our annual Kiwanis Christmas Parade. And so we welcome the parade chair, Heather Folks, to Locally Louisiana. Thank you for joining us, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
This year's parade is Saturday, December 14th in downtown Baton Rouge. Now, what can we expect to see this year?
There's going to be a ton of things to see this year. Obviously, large floats that are Mardi Gras style floats, but they're going to be painted with Christmas decorations, and everybody on the float is going to have some type of Christmas hat or ornament or something to that nature. The Ghostbusters are going to be in the parade this year, so that's going to be very cool. We do have a couple of celebrities. One of the celebrities is our Grand Marshal, and that's Cozy Glenn. He was just on The Voice, and so he is super excited about being in the parade. We also have the Polar Bear with Coca-Cola, which is our children's Grand Marshal. And on the Coca-Cola float is Santa Claus, so don't leave before you see Santa Claus.
I cannot wait to see Santa and the Coca-Cola Polar Bear. That is epic. Now, here's a little handy tip. If you can't make it out to the parade this year, we'll have it for you quite a few times on replay right here on YurView. So we are so glad to have that partnership with y'all. This is incredible, and I am super excited. But I want to talk a little bit specifically about the Kiwanis Club. Now, I think most of us have heard of the name, but what does the Kiwanis Club do outside of events like the Christmas parade?
So Kiwanis, it is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. So each club, they have just different activities that they are already involved with, as well as different activities that they're picking up to continue to do after the first year. And they stem around children, some way, shape, or form.
I want to thank you so much. This parade is so awesome, and it's meant so much to the community. So thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you so much for having us and for being able to put all this information out to the community so they know when the parade is and where it is, and they can come down and we can put some smiles on their faces. So thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you are as ready for Christmas as we are. As a matter of fact, here's our gift to you. You can watch all of the shows that you've missed here on Locally Louisiana and all of our other great shows here on YurView by going to watch.yourview.com. And that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Happy holidays!